Monarchs fans, and welcome to Monarchs Live from here in Kane County. Dan Vaughn with you here as we come your way, and I'm not sure why I'm hearing that. Let's bring this down. That would help a little bit. No. Oh, echo. All right, anyway, we will give you a shot. Maybe a quickly shot here at the ballpark here in Kane County. There it is, the shot live. You're looking live right now at the Northwest Medicine Field, beautiful ballpark here, and folks making their way in. They open the gates about 4:30, a little early, and like we do on Saturdays, and done the same thing here. And they've got the crowd in and kind of getting settled in here for a Saturday night of baseball. Last night, not a good news night. Monarchs had a rough night. Did not go well, especially the second part of the ball game. Got plenty to talk about. I'll bring you guys back in here to me here, and we will chat about this situation here. Kansas City, you may have seen this today, and I assume you guys did, that the Monarchs had to make a move today, and that move was the release of Chad De La Guerra. We talked about it last night. Joe talked about this last night too, and I guess there's two pieces of news today, and I probably should have played breaking news for you, but this is one of two pieces. Chad released today. He had, and this is 2022. We don't mess around anything with head injuries. I mean, this is not back in the day when, you wouldn't mess around. I mean, you mess around, you wouldn't think much about it, but he'd had some concussion-like syndrome in the past. He'd had a reoccurrence of that and a recent jolt. And just not going to take a chance, a young man like that. And the Monarchs aren't. He's not. And he was released today, was not even here anyway. And, again, thoughts, prayers, and just a thumbs up. I know Joe was very upset about it. You don't want to see a guy ever have to be let go because of that. But, that's just a scary, scary deal. And so that's piece number one. Piece number two is that Brock Gilliam gets the start tonight. Now, Brock has been pitching very well in the long relief role. And why is Brock pitching tonight? Well, the original scheduled starter, Matt Hall, has got a foot issue. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he stepped on a spike on someone's spikes or his spikes. He stepped on a spike and it got inflamed. The right bottom of his foot inflamed. Right now, he's scheduled to go on Tuesday there in Sioux City. So not an arm issue, it's a foot issue. Now, granted, any issue with the pitcher, it doesn't matter. Any guy, I mean, you're using your leverage on the mound. You've got to push off, and really regardless of arm or foot, but it's not an arm issue. It is a foot issue, and it's the bottom corner, bottom of his foot to the side, and just not able to go tonight. That adds to the fuel of the fire. Ryan Grotjohn not available tonight either. Kansas City trying to circle the wagons a bit here. I will tell you this, and I get the impression that all is well. I know we were a little bit of a concern last night. There was some talk about some of you folks listening about chemistry and things of that nature, body language. I don't think there's anything issued whatsoever. I know Joe met with the team today. I was not into that meeting today, but you could tell in our Top Step interview that Joe basically telling the guys, and I think what we all know, this is a championship caliber ball club. This is a playoff style ball club. This is a club built to go a long way. Right now there's some hurdles, but they can be overcome. And believe that'll happen here. One more piece of news too. Caden Harris, the other local product who's over in Blue Valley, he will Blue Valley High School. He'll be in the lineup card tonight. His first road game for Kansas City, and he'll be here. He's here tonight, and he will play at ninth for Kansas City. There was some thought that he might not be in the series, but he's here and he's playing tonight. Last night, Brandon Coach went 0 for 2 and 2 plays in the outfield, but very good, holding on the fort until Jacob Robson, who, by the way. This little tidbit on Robson, he was the roommate of Jacob Lindgren at Mississippi State. How about that? There's that. So, again, the little connections here as we go along. One note for George Samus's Kane County Club. They made a trade today. Nick Franklin, the former Monarch, has been a bit of a Monarch killer when he played for Sioux City. When he's played, he's been hurt the last 4 games we played them. He will be in the lineup card tonight, DHing for the Cougars. So Cougars getting some help here offensively, a club that's right not quite a Monarchs-esque club, fifth in the league in offense, but they're going to get suddenly a really good piece there, switching DH who can do some things for you at the plate, and former big leaguer Nick Franklin. Nick never really got on track with the Monarchs due to injury. He just had the injury bug follow him around all last year, and eventually traded to Sioux City in August, but he is with King County now. Sioux City did trade him, and we'll be interested to find out what's going on with Sioux City. And I mentioned this back about a month and a half ago, how interesting it would be, how things would look in Sioux City and for Kansas City the next time we saw each other. Well, that question sort of being answered today a little bit with Nick Franklin, and of course the Monarchs making the trades and all the shuffling and all that. Still a little shorthanded tonight, but Kansas City will look like this tonight. Brought to you by Price Chopper. Your Price Chopper lineup card will be Malik Smith, who last night in his debut got on base a pair of times and really set up a run with his speed alone. So Smith leading off in center field. Jacob Robson will bat second. He'll be in right field. Darnell Sweeney bats third. He'll be at second base. Matt Adams, the DH. Matt had 3 RBIs last night, pair of doubles. He'll bat cleanup. David Thompson sliding that 5 spot over at third base. J.C. Escotter batting 6. J.C.'s been pretty warm lately, and been a pretty good groove. And J.C. will bat 6, batting 7. Casey Gillespie also had a double last night, and adding to his career totals, climbing up the ladder in the grand pecking order of the Monarchs' history in the franchise, and that double last night. Casey playing first base, batting 7th. Kevin Santa bats 8th. He had an RBI last night as well. Kevin batting 8th and playing shortstop, and Caden Harris makes his road debut for Kansas City. He played on Thursday and went 1 for 3 in the Monarchs game against King County. So lineup card tonight: Malik Smith, Jacob Robson, Darnell Sweeney, Matt Adams, David Thompson, J.C. Escotter, Casey Gillespie, Kevin Santa, and Caden Harris for Kansas City. That's your Price Chopper lineup card, brought to you by Price Chopper. Kansas City knows Price Chopper. All right, let's get you ready for the broadcast coming up in about 28 minutes from now. We'll be on the air on the radio side. Again, there is no dual stream here in King County, so the only way to catch us tonight is right here on radio. Now, you can watch the association's AA Baseball TV, and I'd encourage you to do that if you'd like to catch the video side of things. You can do that tonight, and that'll be at AA Baseball TV. There it is right there, AA Baseball TV tonight. But if Monarchs want a Monarch call, well, you're going to have to tune in on the radio side tonight, as it'll be MixLR Monarchs broadcast. Never got a good crowd last night at the broadcast. Looking forward to having another one tonight. We'll chat, and I'll tell you about all the pregame tonight we've got coming up. I'm going to tell you about Bubbles Anderson. And I'll tell you, you're like, what? Yeah, I'm telling you about a guy named Bubbles Anderson. We'll also look back to, on this date of Monarchs history, the Monarchs playing in Chicago against the Giants, or pardon me, against Kansas City, against the Stars, rather. And also mentioned during the broadcast a little bit of the American Giants in the Monarchs history as well, because we are 35 miles from downtown Chicago. Let's see if I can give you one more shot of the ballpark. I think it's still up. May not be up. Let me see if I can get it up for us here. Do we have it? Don't know what I still do. No, I guess I do. So, trust me, ballpark looks great. You guys saw it a moment ago. All right, Monarchs and the King County Cougars coming up. 6:30 first pitch. Pregame at 6 o'clock. You guys ready for a 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs? I know I am. I know you are. Let's get ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. I'll see the broadcast and everybody.